The Sephora kids. It's an epidemic that's sweeping the country. And you might not be familiar with it right now, but you will be. Especially if you have children between the age of 5 and 12 who have internet access, in particular a TikTok account. Then you're going to hear about it even sooner. Hi, I'm Dr. Messina, and the Sephora kids is a relatively new phenomenon of children generally under the age of 12, average age being 10, who go to the Sephora store and shop for two particular types of cosmeceuticals. They go en masse with friends dressed in a similar fashion, often have a special little beret in their head, carrying a little basket around. They go and they destroy the countertops, they destroy all the testers, they often take all the product that they're looking for, leaving basically nothing behind for anybody else in the store, while being extremely rude to the staff. Now, is this all the children? No. Some of them are not that way at all. But the ones in particular, the ones that are making the headlines, do have those characteristics. They then go up to the counter with these very expensive products that might look like they're geared for children, but they're really made for adults, where usually a mom is waiting, who forks over anywhere between $200 and over $1,000 for these products.
I do too.
What do you think the total's going to be?
I don't know, maybe 201.
201?
Ooh, I know. I think our budget's gonna be 400.
So how do they even find out about this Sephora store and these products? Remember, we're dealing now with two generations, the millennials and now the alpha generation, who grew up with the internet, who grew up with social media, who are constantly being bombarded with information. And there are social media influencers called Generation Alpha, and their children, generally between the ages of as low as 5, from what I've seen, and 12.
We're Gen Alpha influencers. Of course we are obsessed with skincare. We're Gen Alpha influencers. Of course my favorite stores are Sephora and Ulta. We're Gen Alpha influencers. Of course we wear a headband when we're doing our Get Ready With Me.
And what they do in a very hard fashion, talk to these kids and say, if you want to be with us, you have to go to the Sephora store, you have to buy this particular type of beret, you have to go with this little basket, you have to buy these products. And if your mom can't afford those products, then you're poor. And it's too bad for you, because we're going to stay young and beautiful for the rest of our lives, and you're going to get old and wrinkly. It sounds fierce. Take a look at the internet, and it's out there. The next logical question is, how did this Generation Alpha influencer start? They're at an age where they should only know what's the latest treat and what's the greatest cartoon. Well, unfortunately, many of them have a millennial mom behind them who's hoping to become an internet celebrity, or at least hoping to get some kind of cosmeceutical deal. And they think nothing of throwing this young child in front of the camera and putting them out for the world to see in the hopes of getting fame themselves. Again, not every influencer is that way, but if you look at the videos, the majority of them are a mom talking about this child's daily routine, a night routine and a day routine, as the child holds up the product like a QVC saleswoman shows you a bracelet on TV. That's how this information is being dispelled. And it's bad. It's bad for the influencer, and it's bad for the children being influenced. It hurts them emotionally, it's going to hurt them financially, and it's probably going to hurt them medically, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. The cosmeceutical companies are also at fault. Two in particular. Bubble, because their dispenser, when you press it down, creates a flower-shaped product. And the Drunk Elephant. The Drunk Elephant is really a cosmeceutical for adults, but it's targeting these children. First off, the name, Drunk Elephant. It's cute, it's funny, you wonder what it is. The packaging is beautiful, bright colors, something that would attract the youngster. The logo is a drawn elephant, looks really cute, like a cartoon. And then they call themselves the smoothie company. Everyone loves smoothies. You could put anything in a smoothie. You could make a strawberry smoothie, a banana smoothie, basically anything you want. So they say you could take all of our products, mix them together, and make your own specific product just for you. It's really not a healthy thing to do. The products aren't designed really to be mixed together. Sometimes they neutralize each other. But that's how it's marketed. And there's chemicals in these products that shouldn't be used in children. So how are they hurt emotionally? Well, it's twofold. First of all, we're dealing with youngsters who already have a fragile ego and an odd self-esteem. And now you're having another peer tell them, you don't look good enough. You have to put products on your face. You have to put makeup on. You have to use these wrinkle creams and night serums. And if your parents can't do it and afford these very expensive items, then you're poor and it's just tough for you. That's a horrible message to convey to a young person. And it's damaging. And the influencer is going to get damaged too, whether their moms know it or not. One day they're not going to be so cute. And one day the cosmeceutical company is going to move on to the next cute kid. And these influencers are going to lose their influence. And they're going to get to the harsh reality that their influence was based on nothing. And they're going to get hurt. It's going to hurt them both financially. Because there's a certain time when your parents think nothing of trying to make you happy and blow a few bucks here and there. But when you're 25 and 30 years old, Mom and Dad aren't going to fork over $1,000 so you could get a cosmeceutical. So you better find a job that pays the rent and the electric and your health insurance and your food before you start buying $1,000 cosmeceuticals every couple of weeks once the real world hits in. It's going to hurt him financially. But can it hurt him physically? Okay, you could understand the last two. But how could a cosmeceutical be medically damaging? Well, it can. The reason being is the juvenile skin is really not prepared to take a lot of these products. And these cosmeceuticals, they might look cute, they might sound cute, they are for adults. Let's look at some of the serums individually. They have the night serum, which is lactic acid and glycolic acid, both of which are used in chemical peels. They're exfoliants. Salicylic acid should never be used in a child under 12 years of age. Glycolic acid as well. There are no studies to show any benefits of the use of glycolic acids under age 9. Why? Because there is no medical indication for that. Plus, there's some evidence that high percentage of glycolic acid, those 70% glycolic acids, if done enough, could cause osteoporosis. Unknown what it'll do in a child. Remember, the skin surface area to body weight on a child is much greater than it is for an adult. They also have the body wash, the glycolic body wash. I don't know what would happen putting that much glycolic acid on your whole body. The absorption could be great and you can get a high level of glycolic acid absorbed through the skin. Next is the retinol cream. The retinol cream has 1% retinol in there. Now, retin A, tretinoin, retinol, that whole vitamin A derivative family should not be used in children under the age of 12. These cosmeceuticals cause an increased rate of cellular turnover. They don't need any increased rate of cellular turnover. Their cellular turnover is already beautiful. A 30-year-old could use the increased rate, not a 10-year-old. Plus, retinols and retin A, tretinoin, they all increase your sun sensitivity, which means it's easier to get a sunburn. And if you get a sunburn as a child, you increase your risk of developing a skin malignancy in the future. Now, I know people are going to say, wait a second, I know children that were on retin A. Yes, it's usually for acne, and they're usually in the teen years when hormones start changing and they start to develop acne. Then we have the polypeptide creams. Polypeptide creams are a mixture of amino acids and peptides. They say it increases the tone and texture of the skin. helps develop the firmness of the skin. Well, it's not needed in the 10-year-old. Their skin is already fine. So the polypeptide cream, again, is not warranted. So since I'm telling you everything that's no good, what is good for a child of that age? Well, according to the American Academy of Dermatology, the best single thing you could do for a child's skin is sun protection. And if they want this drunk elephant product, they do make an excellent sunscreen. They have a sunscreen that has a physical blockade, so it'll block UVA and UVB rays. It will decrease the risk of sun damage. It will decrease the risk of getting malignancies in the future. That's a great product to put on the skin on a daily basis. Followed by cleansing. And any product on a children's skin should be fragrance-free and alcohol-free to decrease the risk of drying the skin too much and creating skin sensitivities due to the fragrances. And those two measures are basically all a child needs for their skincare routine. They certainly don't need serums and toners and peptides and retinoids and salicylic acids or glycolic acids. All they need is good sun protection and good cleansing. I hope this gives you a better understanding of what your child might need if they are involved in skincare and if they are being pressed by these influences. It's unfortunate that this information is so readily out there because it's kind of taking away from their childhood. But with this video, I'm hoping that people learn something. Take care, have a good day.